Our team is part of the Early Nutrition Project. Early Nutrition Project is a project financed by European Union, and in brief we try to evaluate how nutrition or feeding in early life, in my case it's in infants, whether it has an impact on later outcomes, specifically on the risk of overweight and obesity. And this has very much to do with so-called metabolic programming or nutritional programming, which means that there are certain intervals, like in life, when either overnutrition and undernutrition or deficiency or excess of certain nutrients may have impact on what happens later in life. Whether or not it's true, it's still a matter of debate, but a lot of, especially studies from basic research and also some observational trials are indicating that. And our team in particular is interested in doing systematic reviews and meta-analysis to collect all information available and to see whether or not we can do something to reduce the risk of, through early nutritional intervention, to reduce the risk of overweight, obesity in children and later on in adulthood as well. So we have performed systematic reviews, so otherwise like overview whatever evidence is available, and we looked at a different intervention. One of them is breastfeeding. And breastfeeding, if you look at the evidence with all its limitations, it shows that with breastfeeding you may reduce the risk of obesity by approximately 13%. So definitely breast is best. However, not all children infants can be breastfed for various reasons, and then they need to be fed with infant formula. And then again, we try to find the composition of infant formula, which again will reduce the risk of overweight and obesity. And there are studies going on the optimal amount or concentration of protein in infant formula. And again, this is because when we use conventional, we used to use conventional formula, the protein content was much higher than compared with breast milk. And nowadays we are trying to use infant formula with reduced protein content. And at least one study, well-conducted, well-designed, well-developed study showed that with this reduced protein concentration formula, you can reduce BMI until 6 years of age. This is the only study. Science is always about repetition of the results. So of course we would like to have more similar studies to show that it's true, but definitely it's not the only study. There are also observational studies, etc. So these results are very promising, and they indicate that we should have formula with a protein content which is more resembling the protein content in breast milk. We are also focusing on complementary food and when to introduce and what type. But there is really not conclusive evidence at the moment to say. So there are some general recommendations, but whether or not this current recommendation reduce the risk of overweight and obesity, it's difficult to say at the moment.